No doubt about it, Nigeria We Hail Thee is a very sonorous and evocative anthem, particularly for those who grew up in the singing of the song, or the old national anthem, in the 1950s to the 1970s. It paints a romantic picture about the nation waiting to be birthed by its highly motivated citizens. Likewise, the current new national anthem, Arise, O Compatriots, is no pushover either. It is a call for action and a subtle admission that we have actually failed to meet the idealistic aspirations of Nigeria We Hail Thee. It urges the citizens not to forget the labor of our heroes past, calling on God to actually help build a nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. But recently, both the Senate and House of Representatives referred to the respective committees a bill to revert to the old national anthem brought by the British, Nigeria We Hail Thee. Now, this bill, sponsored by the majority leader in both chambers, were actually given accelerated hearing in the manner that suggests the involvement of some vested interest. But it begs the question, even though the national anthem is a symbol of the past, aren't there more pressing matters or issues in the nation to engage attention of both the upper and lower chamber? Right here on Viewpoint today, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. Frankly speaking, I see a return to Nigeria We Hail Thee as a mere flight of fantasy. We have Favor on the show here, which of course will be exchanging discussions with me on the show. Favor, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you do want to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across various social media platforms. Join us in the next phase of the show.
To the Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
You're welcome back to the show. On the show today, we will be talking about the initiated falling back on the old national anthem. Now, Favor, we may not conclude just as others have actually said that actually there is a motive, and this motive actually should be feeding on personal vanity based on a few people. Now, the question is it a case of a few concerns, or should it be of patriotic concerns? Evidently, there are more pressing matters now actually hitting the country hard, other than going over to changing or reverting to an old national anthem.
I will start by saying that when I heard that we are going to change to a new national anthem, it was actually, it sounded like a joke to me. I was like, because...
Now, before you continue, do you know the old national anthem?
I wasn't born then, so although I've come across it, but then I can't sing it, and it's not a crime. The thing I was saying is that I heard it and I was like, we don't have any need for that. But do you know the one that weakened my bone? What weakened my bone is that the new national anthem is actually an old anthem. Are we moving forward or are we going backward? That is my question. Where are we going from here? And how important is this changing of the anthem? Do we need it? The country is battling more serious things. We have inflation, we have fuel scarcity, we have poverty skyrocketing, and they think that changing an anthem is what we need in this current situation. I just think they take the country for a joke, because I believe that there are more important things that the Senate can debate and bring up bills for those things in their houses, but they now chose to talk about the anthem. Please, what did Arise or Compatriots did to us? What did it do to us, rather? What did Arise? Because I've been singing it as a child with all my heart, and you cannot tell me it doesn't sound patriotic enough.
No, Arise, O Compatriots, that is the first line of the first stanza.
Yeah.
Now, they say charity begins at home, and we should also show exemplary leadership. Have our leaders actually risen up as compatriots with all the embezzling we're seeing and disregarding of the citizens?
I think they have a problem with the anthem, but the citizens, we do not have. Maybe they have looked at it and it's judging them. They might not have met up with the things that the anthem is actually talking about, and they now want to divert attention. The thing, what I'm going to say is that the anthem is no one's problem. Even if Burna Boy should write the new one, it's not going to change anything. What we need is actions. What we need is actions, reforms, and not all this, we want to change it. What will an anthem do for you? And I've thought about it. So many countries that did change their anthem was because of one tangible reason or the other. Maybe you survived a revolution, you got independence.
A revolution like the
Yes.
South African apartheid.
Yes. You change a political system, and those are the things that influences the change of an anthem. For example, you've mentioned South Africa. After the apartheid regime, they had to change, because you cannot expect them to dwell in their agony in their past, because everything about apartheid was bad, and they had to change it. That is very acceptable and justified. But okay, we also look at Russia after the end and the breaking down of the Soviet Union in 2000. They had to get another anthem for Russia itself, because the union is no longer there and they cannot continue singing the union's anthem while it is already dissolved. That is understandable too. There are so many things that we didn't move from military regime to a new system, and you are not saying that we want to wipe away what the system might had cost us and move to a new thing. So my question is, what is the reason? What is the idea behind the change of a new anthem that is actually the old one?
No, let me even give an answer to that question, because initially in the introduction of the show, I made mention of just a powerful few. Who just imagine now students who are not even, we call them the Gen Zs or Gen Alphas. They are not quite conversant based on the history books on the old national anthem. And I'm very certain, I'm very sure there are some commissioners or ministers who cannot even sing the second stanza of the national anthem, because it has happened before. Before a minister could sit, he was told to sing the national anthem, and he or she could not. Now, a question whereby you're replacing the old one, the new anthem with the old national anthem, and an amalgamation of the second stanza to the as a prayer. Is it not a system of confusion they are trying to set or toss the people? Because every new month in this country, it's a new seasonal series or episode, just to maybe toss the population not to focus on the government.
Yeah.
Because this changing of national anthem, if we look at it closely, it doesn't actually make any sense, factually speaking.
I think these are a set of content creators. They want to divert attention to make...
Okay, our lawmakers are now content creators.
They're content creators, because you cannot tell me you want to, okay, we are going back to the old anthem, but now we are going to merge it with the current, with the second stanza of the current anthem. Does it make sense to any one of them? It's a question to them. Does it make sense? Are we now content creators in the House of Senate and Representatives? Why are you... you don't even know what to do. How can you, a country is moving forward and you're taking them as far back as 1950s, 1960s. An anthem that was sung, composed by colonial masters, sung during their era, and you want to take the country back to it. What does it mean? What point are the people in the Senate trying to make? Because I can't see anything. It makes no sense to me. Okay, maybe they're trying to be part of Facebook monetization. You know, you have to trend.
Yeah, now falling back now, reverting to the old national anthem, you will agree that Ben Odiase actually composed the national anthem, of course, based on the civil service thing from the Nigerian police force.
Yeah.
Now, the argument now is, should we regard or disregard our own and regard or place paramount preference on that of the colonialists?
You know, like, the irony of it is that they are talking about patriotism, and you don't want to patronize your own. You want to go to the anthem of the colonial master and discard that of Odiase because he's Nigerian. Just like when they want to buy SUVs and they will not buy from people like innocent, yes, and they will go outside the country. So it's a Nigerian thing. You're talking about patriotism, that the other one sounds patriotic enough, whereas at the same time you are shooting yourself in the foot. So I don't think we have any business singing the anthem of the colonial masters. If we want a new anthem, let it be a new anthem. Though I don't like the idea of a new anthem, but let it be a new anthem. Cannot be the old anthem, please. It cannot be the old anthem. No, 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 no.
Just as you mentioned earlier on, you said that the national anthem, to me, let me put it in my own words. Now, it should not be so a case whereby it should dictate what you have achieved. Because if there's need to pay attention to the wordings of the write-ups.
Yeah.
And there's a way it sends some goosebumps and spinal chills to you, dictating that patriotism. Now, these governments, now I think it should even reflect based on the policies which they are now bringing up to, which they have not even lived up to based on faithful execution and implementation.
Yeah.
So are they actually living up to it? Shouldn't actually they be advised concerning which national anthem should be used? Because factually speaking, the new national anthem makes more sense than the other one.
I don't know if on this show I should start singing the national anthem. We know all the lines, we are Nigerians, but we've sung it like over and over, and you cannot tell me, you cannot fault a single line of that anthem. You cannot tell me that a particular line is offensive or is against a particular group or it doesn't depict unity. Everything about that anthem is perfect to me, and to any reasonable person is going to be perfect to you. So if anybody should start antagonizing that anthem, maybe it's a personal problem. You cannot antagonize something that is positive. Everything about the anthem is full of positivity. So why are you trying to stop it? Is there a personal relationship to them, to this change? Can they just explain to us?
Do you feel cost to be incurred concerning implementing this whole or amalgamating the old and new national anthem as they want to do? And what will be the impact now if this cost is incurred?
Nigerian politicians are as good as any businessman in Nigeria. So before they do anything,
they are not even serving us. They are running a business.
Yeah, anything that will not favor them, that will not put money in their pockets, you will not see them there. You will not see them there. Give them money to drill boreholes, they will just open one tap. So if it is not going to benefit them, you will not see them, because you cannot tell me that one person just woke up and thought of it, oh, Arise, O Compatriots is no longer making sense. Let's go to Nigeria, we healthy. And you tell me that money is not connected there. There is something, there should be a gain. And if there's no gain, they will not be pushing it. Because as I'm telling you now, the bill has been passed. It's just waiting for the signature of the president. So you can see how fast they just brought this out, let me say, not up to a week, and immediately it has already passed. Whereas there are other important things that they have not even brought out, they have not even created a bill for it.
It's a case of, it's not a case of our heroes past now, where there are bills which have not been, like, past first or second hearing.
Yeah.
There are also administrations past that some things have not actually been heeded to. Now the question is, frankly speaking, now, which anthem will you actually go for?
See, honestly, we have to stick to Arise of Compatriots. Like I said, there's nothing about it. No group is against it. It doesn't offend anyone. There's no offensive line there. So, and we grew up with it. The second stanza is very inspirational, and it's like a prayer. It's perfect to me. I can't fault it. I can't pick out any fault from the anthem. So I just think we should stick to what we have. But if there is a need, if they want to convince us that there is a need for a new anthem, please, it shouldn't be the old anthem. It shouldn't be the old anthem. Maybe they should call one of our musicians, Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid. They should create something for us. At least we can be like, yes, and we know, okay, they just want us to be happy. But I cannot be singing in Nigeria We Hail Thee like a choir member. Please, please.
Now, on a final note, there's this particular line which actually has caught the attention of many in the old national anthem, standing together in brotherhood. But the new national anthem actually carries along both men, women, children, all and sundry. But there have been this think tank set of people who have actually come up with this fact that standing together in brotherhood is more of like a controversial gender bias thing based on the colonialist orientation.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
I don't want to fault the Nigeria We Hail the anthem as well. Them saying brotherhood might not mean that they are segregating women or trying to exclude women from what they are doing. Brotherhood can stand for many things. It can, just like saying mankind. Someone saying mankind doesn't mean that it's only men. And someone saying what's that word? Someone saying fatherland or motherland. Doesn't exclude any of the gender. So I don't think that the brotherhood part of it is that the hold on it is okay. No. I don't think there's any problem to it. Saying brotherhood doesn't fault the anthem as well. But my own problem is that we are moving forward. A country that is moving forward shouldn't be thinking backwards. You cannot go and pick up the anthem of a colonial master and you tell me that the country is progressing. If you want to give us new vibes, yes, you go with something that is modern, something that is current. Don't take us back. You are not taking it because I can't see anything that is written in the old anthem that is better than what we have now. I can't see. There's no punchline. There's no better inspiration there. But then I don't want them saying brotherhood there doesn't segregate gender.
Okay, thank you very much, Favor. Well, we've heard it all from Favor here, who has given her take concerning whether or not to revert to the old national anthem. Well, with angry citizens expressing their frustrations out there, not only my co-host here, Favor, expressing their frustrations about the daily hike of staple foods, transportation costs, school fees, house rent, and other inescapable expenses. They are becoming impossible to actually finance. The lawmaking arm has its role in governance cut out for them in a nation blessed with enormous natural and human resources, but has consistently been held down by poor governance at virtually all levels, the federal, state, and even the local government levels. Now, the obsession with the old anthem is therefore an indication of their lack of connection to desperate cries or crises threatening the nation as we speak. Now, at a time when Nigeria is marking 25 years of unbroken democracy as far back as 1999, amid serious socioeconomic difficulties, we expect our federal lawmakers to be more serious than this, because we've had all sorts of unserious keying into frivolous expenses. Now, frankly speaking, there's no compelling argument on the table so far against the current anthem, if I must say, besides bringing back an anthem that was dumped 46 years ago in a nation in which 71% of the population is under the age of 30 and life expectancy is 55 years. This actually means the idea can only appeal to members of a vanishing generation. No disrespect. My own opinion is that if a few do not like the way the current anthem sounds, we do not believe that their musical preference actually should be imposed on the rest of the nation. The show has been Viewpoint, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. I'm Odiawa AI, and you do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across various social media platforms. Thanks for watching.